Hi there, my name's Guy, you're watching Midwinter Minis, and I got a very cool video for you today. Orcs vs Orks in the biggest battle report yet on this channel, 1,000 points aside, with a very special guest. YouTuber, climate scientist, published author, and Warhammer superfan, Dr. Simon Clark. This battle report's going to be long enough, so let's just get on with it and take a look at the army, shall we? Take it away, Simon.
For my 1,000 points of Beach Boys, I've got 2 HQ units. I've got the Big Kahuna, the Death Killer Wartrike. He's basically a fast-moving unit that's pretty good in shooting and attacking in combat. I've also got a Weird Boy, who's going to be pretty crucial in getting off a couple of psychic powers, the Jump and Jabbin' Fingers. For my troops, I've got 3 units of boys, 2 blobs of 20 with a knob and a rocket launcher, and then 1 slightly smaller blob of 12, including a rocket launcher and knob. These are the meat and potatoes of the Orc army. They've just got to absorb the damage and hopefully dish it out in the combat phase. For my fast attack, I've got some war bikers, but in my case, they are surfers. These lads pump out an awful lot of shots if you can get them close enough. Just got to hope they survive that long. And then in heavy support, I've got a small unit of 5 looters with a spanner with a custom Mega Blaster and 2 mech guns. And I'm running these as bubble chuckers because I'm Orcs, I love RNG, and I think I'm going to need as much damage output from these as possible to even stand a chance against that Stomper.
Honestly, man, this is like one of the most beautiful armies I have ever seen. Every single model is customized, right?
Yes, yeah.
Insane. Absolutely insane.
I'm very grateful to the ogres from the Age of Sigmar range because they are perfect for big chonky lads.
Right then, have a gander at my totally ludicrous Grot army. While Simon's Beach Boys have been away on holiday, the Gretchen have rebelled. So my cheeky 1,000 point Grot Rebellion army consists of an HQ, Makari. Without Gazgul this time, he's just by himself. And he is sitting in a truck, a dedicated transport, along with 10 fabulously powerful Gretchen. I also have the Red Gobbo sitting in another truck with another 10 immensely warlike and proud Gretchen. Capping off the very simple 1,000 point list is just a small unit. It's a Stomper. I think that's a pretty interesting 1,000 point list. I hope you agree, Simon.
Interesting is one word for it. My lads from Morna Loa are gonna try and put this rebellion to a stop. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous about trying to whittle away, I think, those 40 wounds on your Stomper.
That's right, yeah. It's only toughness 8. I'm sure you'll manage it. We are playing a simplified version of 40k today. We are here for a good time, not a long time. We basically just deployed as and how we liked, within our own zones, within 18 inches of our side of the board. No primary objectives, no secondary objectives. We are just going to try and kill each other.
Tactics? Who needs them? Capturing objectives? Pointless. I've got a rebellion to put down.
In terms of command points, again, we're going to keep it simple. Everyone's going to get 3 at the start and generate 1 in every command phase. And at the end of turn 5, we are going to do a little calculation, and whoever has the most points left of models wins the game. So no pressure on you to try and kill that Stomper, huh?
None at all. This feels very orky.
Okay, so we're going to roll off to see who goes first. Oh, 2. Come on, Simon, can you beat that?
I think I can manage.
Oh dear. Okay, Simon's first.
Not sure if I actually wanted first.
In the command phase, Simon goes from 3 command points up to 4, and in the movement phase, literally everything he has is going to be advancing, apart from the big guns and the looters at the back there. There does seem to be one exception though. He is keeping that squad of boys at the end moving normally, which makes me think he wants to cast the Jump on them to get a little cheeky turn 1 charge in. Let's see. Okay, movement phase over. Now it's time for the psychic phase, and Simon is going to cast the Jump on that unit of boys at the edge of the table.
I won't lie, Guy. I really wanted that to go off. I'm very happy.
Well, with a 10, there is no way I can deny that, and I haven't even got anything in range. So, yep, those boys are jumping behind my Stomper. Going into the shooting phase now. First up, the Daka guns from the bike going into the truck. Strength 5 against toughness 6, so wounding on 5s. And just 1, coming in with a 4+ save.
That's fine.
He says bitterly. Next up, Simon's bubble chuckers are going to be targeting a truck each.
So the fun thing about this weapon is, Guy, I've got to roll for what kind of profile it has. So nice. On 3d3, that's a big bubble. So 3d3 shots, 4 shots, 2 hits, that's the average. And then 2 wounds.
Okay, so I need 6s here. Hey, got 1, but I lost 1. So that is 1 damage taken on the truck. And now, same thing again on the other truck.
Let's see what profile I get this time. That's a dense bubble.
Oh dear.
1 shot
Do
for
not
this
miss
one.
your chance to blow.
Oh, it's a hit! And that is strength 10. Wounding on a 3. I'm tempted to use a command point there.
I would definitely use a command point.
I'm going to use my first command point, so I'm down to 3. Hey! That never happens.
An AP -4, I do not get a save.
And that's D3 plus 3 damage.
Oh dear. So that D3 would mean a 2 plus 3, that's 5. So my other truck is down to 5 wounds already.
And to follow that up, we've now got the looters. I've got 4 who are in range because the spanner isn't within range of 24 inches. So this is going to be 8 shots.
That's not very statistical.
I make the maths rules around here.
Oh god.
And that's on strength 7, so wounding on 3s. Oh dear. That's 2 damage each.
Now because these trucks are ramshackle, these damage 2 attacks will get reduced to damage 1. So I've got 5 saves to make, and I made 3 of them. Nice. So it is down to 3 wounds. Okay, now it's time for those boys to shoot up the backside of my poor Stomper with 12 sluggers and 1 smiley face rocket.
I've got a good feeling about this.
So 12 attacks hitting on 5s, and that's a fair amount. However, going up against toughness 8, you're going to need 6s to wound. Hey, you got 2 of them. And the Stomper gets a 3+ armor save. And obviously, I fail both of them. That's fine. So down to 38 wounds.
We're getting him.
Time for the rocket. Because rockets are heavy weapons and he moves, that means it's a -1 to hit. So he's going to be hitting on 6s. And nope, not this time. That's a 5.
To be fair, it was a small target. He's quite far away.
I know, right? Just fired it straight up in the air. That is Dr. Simon Clark's shooting phase complete. Not a huge amount done, I have to say. I'm quite disappointed, to be honest.
We gave it our best. We got jet lag.
So now, I suppose going into the charge phase, the real question is, Simon, are you going to charge your boys into my Stomper and risk Overwatch?
I don't particularly fancy my odds of making that charge, giving you Overwatch, which is basically like another turn of shooting. I think I will, very unorkily, decide just to hold position. They're shaking their heads as they've been teleported to the other side of the map. Give them a minute.
Well, that is a very, very sensible decision. It's the wrong decision, but I'll let you make it.
And with that, that's the end of my turn 1, and it's over to Guy's turn 1. He goes from 3 command points to 4 command points. The Stomper healed D3 wounds, 2. Precisely the number that I took off it last turn.
Finally, in my command phase, the Red Gobbo is going to choose the unit of Gretchen that's riding alongside him to give stick bombs to, which happens on a 2+.
If they've been good boys.
Oh, they've been very good boys this year.
In retrospect, Father Christmas giving everyone coal who were bad people might be why we've ended up in this climate change situation.
Oh no.
So Guy's truck that is currently in the middle of the crossroads is going to move forwards, and the other truck is going to advance. And now, the main event, the Stomper is going to, well, stomp forwards 10 inches. On Makari's truck, the only thing in range is the big shooter, and that's going to plough straight into the unit of boys directly ahead. Looking for 5s. I'm still looking. And now the other big shooter, which is going into the Deathkiller Wartrike. I didn't change your dice before this, I promise. Now, the Grot blasters into the Wartrike. We're looking for 4s, because apparently Grots are kind of good shots. And wounding on 6s, 2 wounds. Looking for 4s. Nice. And now the Stick Bomb, which has D6 shots. It's the big 5. And 2 hits. 6s again. Nary a wound in sight. But we still have the Red Gobbo's custom Grot blaster to shoot. 2 shots. And hitting on 3s, he hits once. And unfortunately fails to wound. A little bit of a whiff from the Grots there, and I don't just mean how they smell. And then lastly, the Stomper is going to fire most of its guns into the boys behind it, and has decided it doesn't like the look of the mech guns, so it's going to fire the Death Cannon into one of them and its rockets into the other. Let's see if the Stomper can do any better. To be fair, it can't really get any worse. 4 big shooters going into the blob of boys behind it. That's 20 shots. Looking for 5s here, and there's a few. And that gun is strength 5, and because the new Orc boys are toughness 5, that means wounding on 4s. 3 wounds. I get 3 t-shirt saves. One of them shopped at Marks and Spencer's. He's fine. The other 2 went to Primark. But that's not all, because we also have this Super Gatler going in with its 24 shots. A few more hits there. And this is strength 7, so wounding on 3s. And at AP -2, I don't get a save, so that's 5 boys blasted to oblivion. Now the big guns. The super rockets are going into the green mech gun. D6 shots, 3, respectable. Hitting on 5s. And with my toughness value, they're winning on 3s. Both wound. And even with a +1 to their save with being on the terrain, it's not going to do anything against that weapon. So, roll for damage. D6 damage in each shot. That is 1 dead mech gun. And now the heavy death cannon. 3 D6 shots. Oh, I like the look of that. Okay. 6.
Still need 5s to hit, and oh yes, all of them.
At strength 10, this is wounding on 2s. Drop the 1, that's still 5 wounds. Once again, no save, even with being in cover, so just time to roll for damage. Ouch, that is another mech gun lost.
I mean, as far as orc shooting phases go, I feel that was pretty effective. I'm not going to lie, I'm quite happy about that. That's like the first good shooting phase that Stomper has ever had. And now, I suppose, in the charge phase, I may as well try and ram that Death Killer Wartrike, right?
I could Overwatch with the Flamer style weapon on the Wartrike, but I'm pretty confident he's going to be alright. First of all though guys, gotta make that 3-inch charge. Snake Eyes here would scupper the plan a bit. He's fine. Guy gets 3 attacks, hitting on 5s. Just the 1 hit. At strength 6, he's going to need 4s to wound. That is a wound. I'm going to need a 4 up to save. Oh, and he loves it.
Hey, it's still worth getting my wheels wet. Steady.
I get to hit Guy back with my Snagger Claw. 5 attacks, hitting on 2s. Hitting at strength 7 and re-rolling any failed wound rolls. So 3s, re-rolling. A full house, sir.
And I'm going to need 6s here.
Guy doesn't make any of the saves, but because of Ramshackle, those are downgraded from 2 damage each, which would have destroyed the vehicle, to a mere 1 damage, bringing it down to 4 wounds.
And here we go into battle round 2. Simon's already lost both of his bubble chuckers, but still has his looters, bikes, big boss, and loads of boys to try and take down the mighty Stomper. In the command phase, he goes from 3 command points to 4. In the movement phase, the boys that are behind the Stomper are going to move up a little bit closer and try and get in charge range. The central unit of boys are going to move forward closer to the truck, along with the weird boy. The bottom unit of boys are going to advance forward. The Death Killer Wartrike is going to stay exactly where he is, engaged in combat, and the bikes are going to move down the table towards the truck in the center.
First up, Jabbing Eyes. I'd really like that Stomper to be at -1 to shoot, please. Love it. And now Smite on the truck. That goes off. D3 wounds on the truck, hoping for the big 3. I'd really like that to be a 5 or a 6, so I'm going to do a command point reroll. Well, that's 100% better than it was before, but unfortunately, the truck still lives.
Psychic done, into the shooting phase, and the squad of boys in the middle are going to be shooting everything they have at that truck, trying to crack its single wound. The bikes are going to fire everything they have into the Stomper. And because it's a vehicle, the Death Killer Wartrike can shoot while it's in an engagement range. And finally, those boys trailing behind the Stomper are going to be shooting at its bum. That squad in the middle is going to be shooting 10 sluggers, 1 stick bomb, and 1 rocket launcher. Okay, so we're going to be hitting on 5s. Pretty good. And now wounding on 5s. Oh, just 1, but that's all he needs. Okay, 4+ save.
Are you going to command point reroll that?
Feel like it would be quite annoying to command point reroll that for you, so I'm going to do it. Oh, come on. Now, does it explode on a 6? No, not quite. So the models in the truck are going to need to emergency disembark, so I'm going to need to roll for each model inside. So that's 10 Gretchen, and for every 1 I roll, I lose 1. Okay, so that's 1 Gretchen dead. What about Makari?
Not so lucky anymore.
And now, with the actual rules for command rerolls, this isn't one of the dice that you're allowed to reroll, so I can't command point this. So Makari is, yeah, he's just dead, crushed under the weight of that truck.
Can I point out that a pistol did this?
Oh, he did.
Seeing as that went so well, let's see if I can destroy another vehicle.
I know, right? Okay, and now it's time for the boys to fire against the Stompers behind. Only 3 sluggers in range and 1 rocket. Nothing from the sluggers. Ooh, 3 shots from the rocket. How many of them hit the mark? None of them. That's what I like to see. For the bikes, Simon's going to use the stratagem More Daka to make all of their weapons have the max Daka attribute. So that'd be 10 shots each, 5 of them are in range, so 50 shots altogether. Oh my word. Targeting the Stomper.
Sorry.
12 hits, statistically not great. Strength 5 against toughness 8, you're going to be needing 5s. Oh, only 2. Any AP?
Nope.
Oh.
50 attacks, 1 wound. Good job.
The looters are going to obviously target the Stomper. 8 shots coming in, hitting on 5s. 2 hits, wounding on 5s. Oh, just 1. It has -1 AP, so I'm only going to get a 4+ save. This Stomper's armor is really paying the bills at the moment. Oh my word.
Now the Deathkiller Wartrike is going to fire its guns into the truck in front of it. I've got to choose which profile of the killer jet I want to use. I'm going to use the burner profile, which auto hits with D6 attacks.
Whoa, nice. 5 hits. Strength 5 against toughness 6, needing 5s. Not a single one. Oh dear.
I do, however, have my 3 twin boomsticks still to go.
And these are hitting on 5s. Wow, pretty decent. And wounding on 5s. Oh man, you can't catch a break.
And now, at the end of my shooting phase, I'm going to use the drive-by Dakar stratagem with my last command point to move my bikes again out of the line of sight of that bloody Stomper.
In the charge phase, the only unit that Simon's going to charge with is the central unit of boys in the middle there, charging the cheeky little Grots. Needing a 5 and rolling an 8, those boys are easily in. And as they were the only models that charge, they get to fight first. That is 10 with sluggers and choppers, so that's 30 attacks plus 2 for the one with the rocket launcher. So 32 total, hitting on 3s. And now wounding on 3s.
They're dead, Jim.
16 wounds going through, and those Gretchen have no save at all. So that is 9 dead Gretchen. And the Gretchen obliterated, the Orc boys are going to consolidate closer to the Stomper.
And now moving over to the combat with my Deathkiller Wartrike and the truck, because I charged last turn, Guy actually goes first.
It's on its middle bracket now, so I'm only doing D3 hits. That's not bad. Unfortunately now I'm down to strength 5, so I'm only going to be wounding on 5s and nothing at all. Nothing.
I get 5 attacks back, hitting on 2s, 4, and now I'm wounding on 3s, re-rolling just as well. And that's still only 2 wounds. Not enough to kill the vehicle with its ramshackle rule.
I might save it on a 6+. Nah, not this time. The only thing that's going to need to take a leadership test are the squad of boys that were attacked by the Stomper. Oh, and with a 1, there's no way they're going to fail that, so the boys are fine.
And with that, we're over to Guy's turn 2. He goes from 3 command points to 4, and he heals up D3 wounds on the Stomper, but because he's only lost 1 wound, it's back up to its full strength no matter what. Spluttering smoke, the truck pulls out of combat with a Deathkiller Wartrike and spews the Grots out onto the battlefield. And the Stomper stomps straight up to my boys. He is, however, still the subject of the Stab in Eyes rules, which means he's -1 to hit for shooting and combat. I'm really hoping that's going to help me here.
No psychers, no psychic phase, so straight into the shooting phase.
The Grots are going to shoot at the Deathkiller Wartrike, and the Stomper is going to split its fire. All the small arms, so everything apart from the Death Cannon and the rockets, are going to go into the boys at its feet, and those big guns are going to go into the looters. First up, the Grots. That's 9 Grot Blasters. Not a bad number of hits, but because I'm toughness 6, the Grots are going to be wounding on 6s. That's 1 wound, 4 up save, and the Wartrike takes its first wound, going down to 7. D3 shots with the stick bomb, that's 2 and nothing. And now Direct Gobbo's custom Grot Blaster, 2 shots, hitting on 3s, 2 hits, wounding on 5s. Not a wound. So the Wartrike goes down to 7 wounds. And now over to the Stomper. 20 shots from the big shooters, hitting on 6s. 3 hits. Actually, about right. And now wounding on 4s, 1 wound. I get a t-shirt save. Not quite, an Orc is slain. And now the Scorcher, D6 automatic hits, that's a big 5! Strength 5 against toughness 5, so wounding on 4s. That's 2 dead Orcs because of the -1 on the weapon. And then lastly on the boys, the Super Gatler, 24 shots. It's not going to be enough to kill the unit, but I think those Orcs may be about to get pulverized. And now looking for 3s to wound. I get no save. That's 3 more dead Orcs. And now we've got the 2 big guns going into the looters. First of all, the Death Cannon. 13 shots now, hitting on 6s. Only the 1 hit, Guy! Killing on a 2. That's 1 looter pinged off of the scaffolding. And now D6 shots from the rockets. Just the one! You're unlikely to kill the unit anyway.
Okay.
Guy's not looking happy with that, so he's going to spend a command point to re-roll the dice. 4, much more respectable. Hitting on 6s still, however. Gets a hit. That's another dead looter. So, not the best shooting phase in the world, Guy. Turns out if you're hitting on 6s, you're not going to hit very much.
No. However, it is now my charge phase, and all of those brave Gretchen, along with the Red Gobbo, are going to charge the Deathkiller Wartrike.
Thankfully, I'm spared the might of Dereg Gobbo in combat.
And the Stomper is going to plow straight into those pesky little boys.
I haven't got any CP, so I can't overwatch, even if I wanted to. There are 10 Grots hacking away at my Deathkiller Wartrike. I am quaking in my boots.
You're going to get boned.
1 attack each, hitting on 5s. They get 3 hits on the Wartrike, but now they're looking for 6s to wound. Oh dear.
Look, it's the spirit that counts. So the Stomper is still on its full wound profile, so it makes 6 attacks. But I'm going to be using the Mega Chopper Slash profile, which means each time I make an attack, it makes 3 attacks instead of 1. So that is going to be 18 attacks coming in, hitting those orcs on 4s.
Oh dear, that is a terrible roll. We're looking for 2s. Oh no, Guy, that's only 3 wounds. 3 of my boys survive, and they can dink the armor back. I should point out that big spear thing, they're just 2 orc boys. It's just funny. I have 6 attacks from my boys, looking for 3s. Only the 1 miss, and now, however, 6s to wound. I do get 1 wound at -1 AP. Another wound is scratched off the paintwork of the Stomper. But also, the Knob gets to attack. He has 3 attacks, looking for 3s again. 2 hits, and because of his strength 5, he's wounding on 5s.
Saved.
I feel like I'm getting deja vu because the Stomper has gone down once more to 39 wounds. And then the last thing in the fight phase, the Deathkiller Wartrike is going to hit the Grots back. 5 attacks, looking for 2s. 4 hits, and now killing on 2s because of the AP profile. That's 4 dead Grots. Splat, 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 splat. Now we've got some pretty difficult morale checks coming up. The boys who have survived being stomped by the Stomper need a 1, or some of them are going to run away. Well, that's 1 that's run away, and on a 1 or a 2, the remaining orcs in the unit could also run away. So only the Knob remains. What a horrible accident. My looters at the back could also run away on a 5 or a 6. They're fine.
Thankfully, my Gretchen are within 6 inches of Dereg Gobbo, so I get to use his leadership of 6. I need to roll a 1 or a 2 to not lose any more models.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, boy! Those are some brave Gretchen.
And those Grots' hearts grew by 3 sizes that day.
Okay, time for the Beach Boys turn 3, and they are going to regain a single command point, bringing them to 1.
Maybe a turn too late, but this is still going to do a lot. In the command phase, my Deathkiller Wartrike is going to declare a speed war, which means that the bikers are going to get an additional attack with their Daka weapons, and those attacks are going to be at an additional AP.
Simon, you can't call the speed war without actually doing a war, just FYI. That's the spirit.
I hope your neighbours have left.
In the movement phase, the Deathkiller Wartrike is going to stay exactly where it is, hopefully taking out those Gretchen in the shooting phase. That solo, incredibly brave Knob is going to fall back out of combat from the Stomper, and everything else, bar the looters, are going to move closer to the Stomper. Movement over onto the Psychic phase, and Simon is going to cast Jabbin' Fingers once again on the Stomper, and then maybe cast a cheeky smite. Yep, that's the Jabbin' Fingers, so yep, that's my Stomper, going to be hitting on 6s for another full battle round.
And then a smite. You are smitten with me. Kiss me.
How many mortal wounds? Just 2. That takes the Stomper down to 37. Onto the shooting phase, and the Deathkiller Wartrike is going to shoot everything it has at those annoying little Gretchen at its feet. The squad of Orc Boys behind the Stomper advance, so they can't shoot, but literally everything else is going to be targeting the Stomper. Apart from that one solo Knob who bravely fell back.
And turned his back on you.
Okay, looters first, 4 shots, hitting on 5s. Nada. Now it's time for the boys to fire at the Stomper. That's 7 sluggers, 1 stick bomb, and 1 rocket launcher.
The sluggers are proving to be the most deadly part of this army.
Yep, and that's a fail, so down to 36 wounds. Now the stick bomb, just 1. And that'll be hitting on a 5. Nope, nothing. Now the rocket launcher. That's going to be 2 shots, hitting on 6s because it's a heavy and it moves, and that is nothing. Death Killer Wartrike now against the Gretchen. First off, the boomsticks. Very decent, that's 4 hits, and killing on 3s, no saves. And that's 3 dead. And now the Killer Jet gets D6 hits. That is 3, the exact amount of Gretchen left behind. Very lucky roll, needing 3s. He got all 3. That means the final 3 Gretchen have bitten the dust.
I like to think they've drowned. And now I don't want to alarm you, Guy.
Yes.
But I'm going to be shooting my bikers into the bum of your Stomper.
Oh, steady.
But because I'm in a speed war, they're going to get 6 shots per gun, 12 shots per model. I'm going to need some more dice.
Okay, that is 23 successful shots. That's not too bad. And you're going to be wounding on 5s. That's 6 wounds, and because Simon called the speed war, that means they are -1 AP, so I'm only going to be saving them on a 4+. And a fail 3, bringing the Stomper down to 33 wounds.
Slowly but surely, we are whittling this thing down. And now, the charge phase.
Oh.
So tactically, I'm going to charge in the blob of boys first because they are the least likely to all die to Overwatch and therefore protect the other units.
Yeah, so command point spent, and I'm going to unleash pretty big volley of Overwatch on these boys. So first up, the Scorcher, D6 shots also hitting. Strength 5 against Toughness 5, needing 4s. I don't get any.
This battle report is what happens when a stoppable force meets a movable object.
Okay, time for the big shooters. Again, hitting on 6s. Okay, 3 hits and 3 wounds. Nice. Not a save in sight. That's the big shooters done. Time for the Super Gatler. Not bad, 4 hits, strength 7, so wounding on 3s. Oh, come on now. Just 1. Okay, time for the big guns. The Death Cannon, 3d6 shots. All right, not too bad. That's 3 hits. And going to be instant killing on 2+. And finally, just the Super Rockets, D6 hits, just 2. Let's see if we can make it work. Nope, not this time, firing straight up in the air. So that's a 7-inch charge required. Pretty tasty 9 inches there. The boys are nice. Oh, wait.
Please keep that in. Pretty tasty 9 inches.
Okay, now the bikers need a 3-inch charge. Easy. Finally, the Death Killer Wartrike is going to charge into the truck, just needing 3 inches. So the Orc boys are piling in 3 inches to get everyone into combat.
It's crumpin' time.
Okay, easy targets first. That Death Killer Wartrike is going to try and destroy that truck. So with the Snagger Claw, we've got 5 attacks, hitting on 2s. And now wounding on 3s. Rerolling fails. AP -2, so I've just got a 6 up here. Nah, no saves at all. That truck is gone, but maybe it'll explode. Ah, there's some sparks, but nah, it doesn't go. So from the boys with choppers, that is 33 attacks coming in. 19 successful hits there. You're going to be wounding on 6s. Are the skulls 6s? 1 wound. Saving it on a 4+. No. Okay, 32 wounds left. And the boy that doesn't have a chopper. Oh, very nice. 2 hits, but no wounds. Sad times. Now 4 attacks with the knob, just 1, and nothing. Okay, time for the bikes. Hitting on 3s and wounding on 6s. No AP, but still failed it. 31 wounds. Time for the knob. Hitting on 3s and wounding on 5s. Oh, nothing again.
And those are all of my attacks. Now you get a chance to swipe back at me.
And maybe slightly annoyingly for Simon, I have another wound bracket that begins on 30 wounds, so if you just chipped away 1 more wound, I'd be hitting on 5s this time rather than 4s. I know I'm going to be hitting on 4s, fighting back, and I'm going to be targeting those annoying boys that are doing all the damage. Using the Mega Chopper's slash profile, I'm going to be making 18 attacks hitting on 4s, and basically killing on 2+. It's not quite enough to wipe out the whole squad, but did a pretty good job of it. Okay, that is basically the end of the turn. Now all that's left to do is the leadership phase, and those boys are going to need to take a serious test.
Come on, 1. That's the opposite of what I wanted.
Okay, and the rest of those guys are going to run away on a 1 or a 2. Yeah, none of them.
And with that, we're over to Guy's turn 3. He has 2 models left, but one of them is, a Stomper. In the command phase, Guy's going to go from 2 to 3 command points, and his Stomper is going to heal D3 wounds.
Now, in the movement phase, I'm going to take advantage of the Stomper's bigger and stompier special rule and basically just ignore the fact that I've got loads of people around my feet and step all over them, no falling back penalties. I can still shoot, I can still charge, everything. I just walk over them. Bye-bye.
And the other half of Guy's army is going to move towards the Deathkiller Wartrike. There's no psychic phase, so the Red Gobbo is going to shoot at the Deathkiller Wartrike. That's 3 shots, and hitting on 3s. This is very un-Gretchen. Oh wait, no, there it is. And the Stomper is going to split its fire. The Scorcher is going to go into the lone knob. All the small arms are going to go into the slightly, but not very much larger group of boys, and the big guns are going to go into the bikers. The Scorcher gets 4 automatic hits on that knob. Unlikely for him to survive. And that's 2 wounds that go through. The knob is slain. Maybe you shouldn't have turned his back on him. Next, 20 big shooter shots going into the boys, hitting on 6s, and oh dear. That's just the 1 wound, no AP. Mark for death. And now the Super Gatler with 24 shots. I fancy my chances. Only 3 hits. Them jabbing eyes are really doing the business. And actually just the 1 wound, and I don't get a save against that. So Guy's not been able to kill those boys, but can he wipe out those bikers? First of all, the Death Cannon with 3d6 shots. 10? Respectable. Hitting on 6s again. 3 hits. Wounding on 2s. So the bikes are multi-wound models, which means we're going to have to roll a damage, which is d6 for each failed save, 1 by 1. So the first one kills a biker, the second one kills a biker, and the third one kills a biker. 3 bikes dead. So that's the shooting phase done. Quite a few models taken off of the board, but could have been a lot worse. Now, however, it is worse. It's the charge phase.
I am going to be declaring a multi-charge against those 2 remaining boys and also the weird boy. So I'm going to need a 6-inch charge to get into the weird boy, otherwise it fails.
Bearing in mind how effective my sluggers have been, I'm half tempted to Overwatch.
Do you wanna?
No. Just what he needed. Making my way downtown. It's a bit wonky, but he's made it into combat. At a jaunty angle. I'm not sure this is OSHA compliant. And equally momentously, the Red Gobbo is going to be charging the Deathkiller Wartrike. Pretty sure that's in. Watch him kill him. If he kills him, I am rage quitting this game. The Red Gobbo, and he whiffs it. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The revolution works in theory. Guy is splitting his attacks. He's going to put 10 into the weird boy and 8 into the 2 remaining boys. First up, the attacks on the weird boy. He's looking for 4s to hit. Oh dear, that's only 3. Guy's decided that's not to his liking, so he's going to spend a command point and re-roll one of those failed hit rolls. Success! Another hit. And now he's going to be wounding on a roll of 2 up. 4 successful wounds, I don't get a save, and these are d3 damage each. Now, the weird boy has 5 wounds, so he needs to roll more than a 2 on at least one of these dice, and oh wait, no. Yep, that weird boy is toast. And now the attack's going into the boys. That's a reasonable spread of hits. 4 hits, killing on 2s. Oh dear. The knob, once again, has survived. Outraged by the Stomper having the temerity to attack him, the knob is going to hit you back, hitting on 3s. When I say hit, that's just the 1 hit, wounding on a 5, hit at AP -1. Swiftly moving on, the Deathkiller Wartrike is now going to hit the Red Gobbo back. 5 attacks, hitting on 2s. Fortunately, I am hitting at strength 7, so I'll be doing a wound of 2 damage each on a 3 or more. That's a full house. And just like that, the Red Gobbo catches a fatal case of an ice pick to the back of the head. Now a quick morale phase. That knob basically needs to roll a 1 to stay around. Not quite. He runs probably quite wisely for the hills. And now the bikers. So on a 1, 2, or a 3, they're fine. Yes.
Okay, moving on to Simon's turn 4, and I only have 1 model left, but come on now, what a model. In the command phase, Simon goes from 1 command point to 2, and also remember he's still getting +1 to his AP with vehicles because of the speed wire he called last turn. Onto the movement phase, and everything is going to be making their standard movements towards the Stomper, obviously apart from the looters, because they want to stay put and fire everything they have.
My shooting phase is going to be pretty simple. Everything's going to shoot at the Stomper.
3 sluggers coming in, and nope, nothing. How about that rocket? Ooh, just 1 shot. Does it hit on a 6? Yeah, it does. Ah, no wound though. That's a shame.
He says very earnestly.
Okay, time for the looters, and they are in half range now, so doing 3 shots each. Hitting on 5s. It's not very many. And wounding on 5s, nope, nothing. Okay, now the Spanner with the custom Mega Blaster doing D3 shots. And hitting on 5s. Oh, both of them, nice. Ah, so close, fell at the final hurdle. The bikes are going to be doing 10 shots each, so that's 30 shots coming up the backside of that Stomper. Only 8 hit. I'm wounding on 5s because it's strength 5 against toughness 8, and only 1.
Anyone who has played me before will confirm this is just how I roll.
Normal rolling. Hey, there's that magic 4, no wounds taken. Now the Death Killer Wartrike, he's going to use his boomsticks, but also the Jet Cutter?
Killer Jet Cutter.
Killer Jet
Parentheses.
Killer Jet Cutter, which is more like a melter weapon, so that might do some damage to the Stomper.
Not the way I've been rolling.
Boomsticks first.
Boomsticks first.
Hitting on 5s. Just 1. Well, pretty disappointing boomsticks you got there, son.
And then, yeah, so 2 shots from the cutter.
Oh man, come on. You got a command point one of those, right?
I am actually going to use a command point, I think, because I want to do enough damage to try and degrade that Stomper. Low chance of success, but... Oh, it paid off, and that is AP minus 5.
Oh dear, it is. So no save for me. How much damage? Skull is a 6, right?
No.
Wait, skulls are 1s?
Skulls are 1s.
Oh dear.
You're 1 wound above being degraded. Again.
So that's the shooting phase over and done with. 1 wound caused on the Stomper, onto the charge phase. Those boys desperately need to get in and start hacking and slashing.
Guy, do you want to do any Overwatch before we do any dice rolling?
Yeah. No, wait, yeah, I have a command point. Yeah, let's do it.
2 t-shirt saves. Make 1. Now 24 shots from the Super Gatler. Looking for 3s. Ooh. 2 more Orks blasted limb from limb. 2 hits from the rocket. 1 dead Ork. He's whittling them down. 9 shots from the Death Cannon, and ooh, that's quite a few 6s. Killing on 2s. 2 more Orks dead. Well, Guy, if you're quite finished, I'd like to make my charge roll now, please.
Sure, go for it.
So it's an 8-inch charge, which I need on 2 dice, but because of Here We Go, if I fail this, I can re-roll it. Not quite. Oh, it's so close I could touch it, but I'm going to have to Here We Go this. Here we go, here we go, here we go! Lads, it's crumping time! The bikers and the Death Killer Wartrike can't really fail their charge, so they're just going to go straight in. I'm going to choose to fight first with the boys, so let me get some dice.
18 attacks coming in from the regular boys. Hitting on 3s, and that's a pretty strong roll. But still only wounding on 6s. Is that none? That's none. No 6s.
Boys, you've let me down. My knob will have to finish this.
So that's... No,
yeah, that's none, Guy. You don't have to remind me.
None.
We'll do the bikers. Maybe they'll do something.
So after rolling with the regular bikes and getting nothing, and then rolling with the knob, just 1 wound caused. Let's see if I can save it on a 3+.
Please don't.
Well, that's a save. Thank you. I'll take that.
And that just leaves the Death Killer Wartrike. Hopefully, he can inflict at least something. I hit you all of the times. I'm looking for 5s, but I can re-roll any failed wounds. 3 wounds at AP minus 2.
Okay, that takes my save to a 5 up. Let's see how I do.
Guy. They are 2 damage each, so that fortunately does take you down to your middle bracket.
Middle bracket. Oh my god. Now I get to fight back, right? So I'm going to split my attacks. I'm going to put 12 attacks into the boys and the remaining 6 attacks into the bikes.
Foolish. It will be your doom. Oh dear.
But I am going to be wounding and killing on 2s.
Thank you.
Oh, what? And now for the bikes.
3 hits. Those are 3 wins, and I don't get a save. These are D3 damage each, so we're going to have to roll them 1 at a time. First one does not kill a bike. It's left on 2 wounds. That kills that wounded biker, and another biker is left with 2 wounds remaining. You may concede whenever you like, Guy. And then the bikers have to double check that they're going to stick around. They love it.
Okay, that is the end of Simon's turn 4. Now it's time for my Stomper's turn 4.
I'm going to stop you right there, Guy. I think I am going to take this opportunity to concede because there is simply no way, mathematically I don't think, I can do enough damage to actually bring this thing down.
Ah, that's quitter's talk. No, I think that's totally fair. I mean, it is pretty stupid bringing a Stomper to a 1,000-point game. I very much admit that. But come on, it was pretty fun, right?
Both armies, I think, performed reasonably well. Losing the mech guns early on was absolutely devastating for bringing down the Stomper. They were the only real units that I had to deal with it, and you very correctly identified that. And once we lost them, it was a really uphill struggle. Thank you for having me. It was absolutely awesome to finally use this army and to play against Orks. That's the dream.
Thank you so much for watching. I know this video is a bit longer than the regular battle reports on this channel, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. If you're not already subscribed to Simon's channel, you need to fix that right now. He's a uniquely entertaining, intelligent, and charming chap, and I reckon you're going to love his videos too, even though they hardly ever have anything to do with Warhammer. And yes, you heard that right, he's got a book out right now. Firmament, the hidden science of weather, climate change, and the air that surrounds us can be found at actual real-life bookshops, as well as on Amazon, obviously, and as a brilliantly self-narrated audiobook on Audible. I'll also leave a few links to stuff in the video description for you to check out, like how I painted my massive Stomper in just a few hours, how I speed painted my entire Orc army in 1 week, and also to Simon's awesome army showcase video so you can get a closer look at all of his fantastic customizations and paint jobs. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.